Alright guys, we are live. This is my 4th live stream. Well, actually I've tried other ones, but they didn't work. But now that I have my internet all sorted, we're cruising because we got lots of tanks. Let me get the chat up on my computer. This is my Ram grow out tank. It's a 55-gallon aquarium, and I basically have 50 to 70 rams in here. Hey Big J, what's up? Thanks. Yeah, it's honestly, I mean, I think it could be a lot better, but yeah, thanks. What's up, Nathan? You guys, if you haven't already subbed, I'd love to get to 200 by the end of the stream. Yep. We're doing well, Nathan. Yep. I'm gonna wait for everyone to come in. Probably we'll just get to wait till 3 minutes and then can start talking about the tank. Yes. What's up, Redfish, Bluefish? I'm gonna go get the food that I'm gonna feed them. Alright, I got the foods, so they're ready when everyone else is in. Already got 6 people watching, that's awesome. Going on, everyone? I've been we've been breeding a lot of fish lately, and these are all basically all the rams I'm growing out. All right. Alright guys, we're at 3 minutes. I'm going to start talking about the tank. I'll tell you basically everything about it to know. So, it's a 55-gallon aquarium, and it's my ram grow-out tank. So all the rams you see in here, except for the one blue frost ram right there, are all rams that I've bred and are raising out. We also have 2 Geophagus heckleri, or the threadfin acara. And I'm pretty sure that's a male because he's got some thread, and this one's a female because it's very rounded at the dorsal, even though she's larger. So, hey, what's going on, Benny's Aquatics? Whoa, your pH is 6.6? Yeah, you might want to watch that. I mean, I mean, the platies might not like that as much. So, along with the rams and the Geophagus, we got about 20 bristlenose plecos that I've also bred and I'm growing out. Farrells99 says, I want that tank so bad, I'm gonna have to get another tank. One to my 3rd then. Oh, on to my 3rd then. Yes. Do it. So it's a fairly simple tank. We just, my dad and I basically set it up because we needed a lot of grow out. And let me just tilt the camera up here. Up there, I'm in my fish room right now. Up there, you can't see too well, but there's a ton of firemouth babies. And then down there, we have a ton of convict babies. So we're gonna have to start selling these rams to our LFS stores, and if our fish club picks up live or actually does okay. If our fish club picks up the meetings again, then we'll have to start selling some more. Alright. So, like, really, since it was just supposed to be a grow-out tank, I did fairly simple with the plants. I just loaded it with a ton of jungle val. And I actually had bought some hair grass, but it just did not do well. Like, I put root tabs all where it was. I did fertilizers, and, like, it died. So I ended up just pulling it all out and throwing it away. And now I don't do fertilizers on a tank. As you can see, there's a ton of algae. Any tank you set up, you're just going to get algae no matter what. You can fight it and you can get rid of it sometimes, but it will always be there, whether you want it to or not. So right now it's just all val, and I've let it go crazy. If you guys know how to trim val, I'd really like to know, because obviously you can't just cut the bands, because if like a band snaps or breaks, it basically sucks all the energy out of that, and then it lets go of it and then starts a new one. So if you guys know how to like trim it, like I don't want to like trim all the stalks off and then let it restart. Like, I mean, that's just dumb, but yeah. All right. Baby mollies, platies, and guppies in one tank. Oh, that's awesome. Do you guys think I should sell the pair of platies because I have the pH is too low for platies, and I can get another pair once I move? Up to you, Bays Aquatics. Honestly, since the fish are already, like the particular fish that you have that have their particular temperaments are already all good, I think you'd be good. I can't really think of what could be causing that pH to go down, because I mean, what is it coming out of your tap again? Because you want to test that just to make sure. Because if it's coming out of your tap at like 7, but then it comes down like the longer you wait, and it comes down in your tank, then there could be something that's like pulling the pH down in your tank. That can happen sometimes. 7.8 out of your tap. Wow. Okay. That's yeah, they're definitely something that's like lowering the pH in your tank. I mean, platies can be pretty good. They're pretty flexible. They can go to a wide range of pH, but you probably don't want to go too much lower than 6.6. And try to figure out what's causing your pH to go down so much once you do a water change. Because 7.8 to 6.6 is pretty ridiculous. Any type of mollies. I got balloon mollies the other week, lost them both and a few guppies, but ever since changing a few things to their tank, they're fine now. But no good with balloon type mollies. Mollies, any balloon type, I think they're not as genetically strong, and they're just not as healthy overall. They can be cool if you can get a healthy strain, or maybe like breed them in your tank water, then they'll do better for you. But I mean, I've never tried to buy balloons, but what I hear, they're a lot like weaker. Their blood strains are a lot weaker, and they tend to have shorter lifespans. So yeah, it's up to you, Benny's Aquatics. But yeah, since it's I don't know. Just figure out you could sell it if you want. Just figure out what your pH is at your new place that you're moving into. One thing, guys, I'm changing just the way I'm answering chat. if you guys have any like questions, not necessarily about not about your own tank, but just about certain fish or things, I'm gonna write them down, and then I'm gonna have like a little portion of like 5 or 10 minutes at the end where I can answer all those questions. It'll be 7.9 or 7.8. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so this tank, it has. I don't like that light at the top right. There you go. Okay. So all the filtration is just these 2 large sponge filters there and there. And then there's a big bubbler that goes up there, and then these 2 smaller ones on the sides are actually because like when we pull batches of eggs, we just put specimen containers up in the top right, and we do the whole growing out stage in there until they are like 2 or 3 weeks old, and then we move them into the I'll shoot away then fish with questions for you. Lol, I've got a few. Yep. Yeah. If you kind of hold your big questions, like if you have like really simple questions like, oh, like I don't know, for example, what's in that food, or how much does that cost? Like you can ask that then, but like if you got any big questions like fish that could go together or things that would take longer to answer, save that for the end if you can. Alright. So, I mean, that's pretty much just the specs on the tank. The gravel is eco-complete. We have some rocks that we ordered from a lady on, was it eBay or Facebook? I think it was on Facebook. Yeah, it was on Facebook. And she, like, gets all these rocks from Michigan. Because she lives up there along Lake Michigan. She sells them. And then it's just wood that we got at our fish store. That piece of wood, like you can't see it because it's behind this big piece, but there's actually a piece that like hooks out around it, and you can't see it, but we had to cut that off because it wouldn't fit in the tank because it's so big. Yeah, this large piece of wood actually has a piece of like slate glued onto it. This one's just free. Our pet store actually has a lot of wood in their tanks, and when like they sell them, I think it's like $8 a pound, I think, and so like we can buy wood off them. It's really nice, and it's like cycled. You don't have to wait for it to like sink. It's awesome. But eventually they're gonna run out of food, or I mean wood. Sorry, I looked at my food and I was like, they're gonna run out of food now. It's gonna be hard to convince my mom to let me sell the prizes. They are her favorite fish. Ouch. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Alright, so that's just the tank. Oh, and for reference, it's just on a 55-gallon stand, and there's a 20-gallon below and a brine shrimp hatchery there. Just so you guys are aware. And it usually stays about like, what, 81, 82? No, oh right, that's a different tank. Yeah, we keep it about 86 in there. Or wait, no, 88, yeah, we keep them pretty warm. So, Dean does it. Where's a good spot? I guess maybe on these. This will be good enough. So, actually, I didn't even show you the foods. This is just extreme flakes. And this is the community blend. It's got a mixture of the krill flakes and the spirulina flakes. I personally like just straight krill flakes, but we can't find them online. And then veggie rounds, we actually put these in for the plecos, but the rams love them too. And they're just made by Omega 1. And then of course my favorite, Sarah and Ep, however they changed their formula so it's not as good. It's so annoying. They were trying to like go green with it or something. I don't know. Yeah, these are just, we just custom cut these acrylic lids, and every once in a while they start to bow. I don't know if you can see that, so we just flip them over because we made them reversible, so we can just flip them over. All right. I usually hit them up with little flakes first. And if it might seem like I'm feeding them way too much, but like you gotta realize there's like 80 fish in here. Well, actually no, there's probably 100, almost 100 fish in here. So I do like one pinch of that, and that's like nothing, like, honestly. I don't have a towel down here. Oh well. And now what I'm going to do, because we have a bunch of plecos in here, I'm going to put one wafer in on each side of the algae wafers that have been. There we go. And then, so I'm going to put one algae wafer on each side, and then I'm just going to stick one Serenip tab in the middle. And that'll be their feeding. Those guys are just, they love to eat. Alright, I'm gonna grab a towel right now. Alright, we're back. Oh boy, what have I missed? Yeah, your peach is good for breeding rams. I don't know. I'll wait till end as it stands. What's your question? It's gonna be hard to convince. Yeah. I'll convince her though. I'll tell her you're selling them because your levels aren't good and you don't want to hurt them unless she gets you another tank. Yes. You're gonna go convince her. Oh boy. I was thinking it was some type of tank because the light underneath. Ha ha ha. Oh, because of that. Yeah, no, it's just another 20 gallon. I'm trying to breed cories in there, but they're not cooperative. Haha, good luck at Benny. Extreme is a very good brand. A really good Aussie fish tuber uses Extreme foods for all his fish, yeah. Whoa, you just hit 100? Nice, another 100 to beat my mate and I lose the deal of moving interstate. Fishbook, you got much on after the stream? No. I'm not doing anything after this. Probably just watching other people's streams. Oh, welcome to the stream, GBR Aquatics. You probably dropped in earlier. I just didn't notice it. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, congrats on that 400. That's awesome. If we can get to 200 this stream, guys, that'd be awesome. That's weird. On my computer it says there's 6 watching, but on my phone it says there's 2. Must be lag out. Oh, you're allowed to sell them. That's good. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Oh, I forgot to put this lid back on. Whoa, no. Yeah, for the stream, I took these, what do you call them? They're like these black nets. They're like, they're grippy, use them like open jars. I got a bunch of that at like Walmart. And like, say you got a tank that's too bright, you can just slide them under like this. And you can dim them. Or for like breeding or anything like that, you can dim them. But I don't like it when it says dim. I mean, it's just like boring, of of course. But, yeah. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Alright. Oh, Sand Creek. Oh, man. I feel bad for him and his family and whatnot. If you don't get this stream, mate, I'll go live and we can make you hit that 200. Yeah, we already had Big J subscribe. Thanks for doing that. Have any of you guys ever fed Sarah net tabs? Oh. Alright, what was our next section gonna be? I got caught up in the chat. I've got a big filter to quickly clean. Be right back. I'll be running stream in background though. Okay, you're good. So, let me just get some close-ups. Do I have enough core? This is, it might not look like it, but this is like there's so many cords down here. You can't tell obviously, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cords going all across the room here. Am I gonna like knock anything over if I move this forward? I don't think so. I can just get like pretty close and then just zoom in on the phone. It's actually not that blurry. Alright, so let me show you the geophagus. They're my favorite fish. I like geophagus and Nepistos. Those are my favorite kinds of fish. Of rams, of course. Rams are just a given, I always forget to mention them. Yeah, those are the geophagus heckleri. Where's my blue frost? Oh, he's down here. There's my blue frost ram. Wow, it's actually really weirdly colored on my phone. I don't know if that shows up. That's a blue frost. That's a blue opal male that I bred. That's basically a golden and blue cross. That's another one of them. That's my big GBR. He was the first ram I ever spawned. Obviously, there's some plecos there and there. That's a female ram. I don't actually have any goldens in here right now. I have a pair in my 29-gallon aquarium, which I did a stream on that a couple streams ago. It's called my Amazon tank, so you can watch that. What else? Do you have anything else I didn't show? No, I don't think so. Okay. I'm getting all these YouTube notifications in the middle of the stream. That's good. Yeah, thanks, GBR. They're, I like heckleri and, tapajos. I don't have any tapajos, though. Hey, Maizu, what's up? Yeah. I tried to do an earlier stream so that you wouldn't, you didn't have to get cut off. If you guys have, like, if there's, like, a better time you want me to do streams, I can do that. I'm done online school for this, so I'm, like, basically out, for the summer, essentially. You didn't miss much. just the tank feeding and talking about the tank. I mean, you haven't. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't specifically for you, but I was just thinking, not everyone likes to be up at, 10 and 11 watching a stream, Alright, well, how much did I sell them for? Well, speaking of which, you only got $5 for a killifish. I honestly don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is a different breeder than the killifish person, or the person who took the killifish. I mean, here, if I'm trying to sell platies, I only get like 50 cents because they're just so cheap from the wholesale that the stores don't give you much for them. Okay, I can't tell if this is really. It's not centered. Okay, let me try to fix this. It probably looks okay for you guys, but for me, I get triggered because it's not properly centered. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, for him, it would be a little more. I would just start with $1. Hey, you could just tell him, hey, I'd like $1 each minimum, unless he's like really doesn't really want them for anything. Or you could just ask. You could just give him the 2 platies, and then ask him if he has a pair you could buy from him later for free. You could give him the male and the female, and once you move, he can come back okay, I've moved, can I buy a male and female platy back from you, for free, because you gave him the 2. Okay, I'm just going to move the camera over here. This is off topic, but I get distracted. Over here, I have my wild-caught Epistogramma bateniata, and, wow, this is really shaky. Right there is a female, and then just beyond her is a male, and she's trying to induce him to spawn. And then there's actually the other female is in the hut right now, I think. I haven't been watching it too closely. She was in it yesterday. Anyway, off topic. An off topic rant. We all do that. Oh well. How long have we been going for? Only 27 minutes? Okay. I need to plug this back in. Yeah, for the entire stream, on my phone, on Streamlabs, it says only 2 people have been watching. So I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, we only need 2 more subs, so hello my zoo, if you're well. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna talk about some common misconceptions about rams. A lot of people think that, first of all, rams are hard to breed, and they can be, but they're not as hard as people really make them out to be. A lot of people think, oh, you have to drop the pH down to 6.5 before they even consider spawning. No. I got my first pair of rams, when was it? I honestly can't keep track, but it was I don't remember, August last year? It might have been, no, I think it was September last year, so a little less than a year ago, 9 months ago, 10 months ago I got my first pair of rams. I got the female. Months later, I got the male. And within the first 24 hours of them being together, they spawned. I like literally was not. We had plans of trying to spawn them. And we wanted to spawn them in the near future, but we were not expecting them to spawn within the first 24 hours. Like that's crazy. So, should I add any more plants to my 10-gallon planted? You could if you want. It's up to you. So yeah, a lot of people think that rams are hard to breed. Some rams can be really picky, and some rams just don't breed for you. That can happen. However, if you have a male and a female, there's a good chance that they'll breed. Some other misconceptions: you have to keep them really warm. You don't have to. Now, in my case, I'm keeping them at 88. But you do, by no means do you have to keep it that warm. I've kept rams at 80, and they were fine. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Wait, hold up. There's a big pleco. He's right there. He's huge compared to the other ones. I mean, he's not that big, but he's one of the bigger ones in this tank. There's a couple different broods, and he's from one of the older broods. Hey, we have 9 likes. That's I think might be the most in a stream that I've got. No, wait, maybe it's down to 8 now. Oh well. What fish do you want to get next to add your fish collection host? Good question. So I have a lot of fish. I am always looking to add more. And I think one that I've had before but I don't have anymore are pistogramma cockatoides. And you're like, "Oh, you don't have those? Seriously?" But like I can, like, no LFSs have them here. Like, literally, my stream on the African cichlid tank last night, like, the, one of our LFS, the owner, he dropped in, and he asked if there was any fish he wanted, and I told him, cockatoides, but he said he didn't have them in, like, all the farms are just out of them, so that's one I really want to add. Like, I used to have it, but I don't have it now. Some other fish. Ooh, what else? Acara, of course. I had a pair of Acara, but they got ick, and we treated it for like a week. And we literally did everything you're supposed to do. We did like a 50% water change while vacuuming the gravel, because that's where the termites of the ick lay. And so we'd do like a 50% water change. Then we'd make the water in the water change warmer. We'd add the X, and we'd add like a couple spoons of salt. And literally every time we did it, it did not get worse. Or it didn't get better, it only got worse. And so we did it for an entire week. I was like, okay, we've gone through 2 bottles of X. Is this really worth it? It's annoying. Okay, I see you, Benny's Aquatics. Thanks for dropping in. Some other fish. What else do I want to add? I had swordtails at one point, and I think just getting a really nice pair of swordtails, as well as mollies, and endlers. I just want to do all the live bears, I think. Right now it just comes down to space. I would add fish at a jump. I think the next tank that I'll be able to do something new with is probably this middle tank here. Because right now we're just growing out a ton of crebensis that we bred, and there's some brilliant raspberries in there with them. So when those crebensis get larger, we'll be able to sell them, and that'll be probably the next tank I'll do something new with. So, what else? Oh, I want to do shrimp, and I have a tank set up for them. It's just that I'm working on getting it cycled. I might get some endlers, like a couple endlers, for it to cycle it, because shrimp like well-established tanks, and there's no way I'm gonna put them in a non-cycled tank. That's ridiculous. Use a lot of stress coat. That's on my Blackmore's goldfish. They're absolutely amazing. Yeah. You're saying for like ick alongside? Okay. Yeah, I'll have to try that. I'm actually all out of stress coat right now. Are there any other fish I can think of? Obviously, I think a pond, like a in-ground pond with koi would be cool. But I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. And I'm not super passionate about getting it, because I feel like once you do a pond, you're like practically attached to it, and like it does take a little bit more work. So yeah, you hate ick so much, yes. It's hard to. I've had fish that like this entire tank at one point for a couple days had ick. Like every fish had ick. Okay. With the Acara again. So the Acara were up there in that 40-gallon aquarium. There was a pair of them. They were in with some. Was there any other fish? There might have been some black neons in there. I can't remember. And basically, they got ick, and we were treating it every day, doing everything we were supposed to do, and it was getting worse. And then somehow it got over here. I stuck my hand in one tank, did something else, and then stuck it in this tank, and this tank had ick. And so literally, I was treating this tank and this tank for ick. This tank got worse by the day. This tank got better, like, after one treatment. And, like, this tank, I wasn't even adding salt or anything. Like, I just did 50% ick-X, and it was, like, done in, like, 2 treatments of that. Whereas this, I did, like, 7 treatments, and it only got worse every time. So, I don't know. I guess it's just luck of the draw or something. I honestly don't know. If you guys know why, that would be comment in the chat. I'm curious to know. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys, because there's only 2 people watching. But yeah, Nathan, if you wanted to do a stream, you could try to help me get to 200. That'd be cool. Your filters are not taking it up. What do you mean? Like they're not filtering enough? No, I don't use carbon in any of my filters. No, you're good, Mezu. Yeah, no, I don't use carbon in any of my tanks. Okay, yeah. Alright, guys, thanks for dropping in. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in